Sylveon is the fairy-type Eeveelution that was introduced back in Generation 6. Despite having good stats, a nice move pool, and the great ability Pixilate, Sylveon unfortunately has never quite been at the OU power level. A big reason for this is that it is largely outclassed by fellow fairy-type Clefable in most generations. Sylveon is currently ranked in the RU tier in Gen 9, even without Clefable in the game to steal away its spotlight. But is it possible that Sylveon is a bit underrated? Recently, Sylveon has been rising in usage a little bit on the Gen 9 OU ladder. In the currently limited Gen 9 decks, Sylveon has some valuable traits that fit well in the metagame and aren't provided by other Pokemon. Let's take a look at why Sylveon is becoming a bit more popular in Gen 9 OU. But first, a quick reminder that the Paradox future form of Spoink, Iron Fellow, is currently at large and has been committing various crimes. I hope you're taking this seriously, because this Pokemon is very real and very dangerous. Scientists have determined that liking this video and subscribing to the JimCool channel is a surefire way to protect yourself from this encroaching menace. Thank you. Sylveon has a great stat distribution, with a solid HP stat, a good 110 base special attack stat, and an excellent 130 base special defense stat. Sylveon also has the great ability Pixilate, which converts normal type moves into fairy type moves, and amplifies their damage by 1.2 times. Sylveon has an impressive damage output thanks to Pixilate, converting great moves like Hyper Voice into fairy type, and enhancing their damage on top of that. With Sylveon's vast move pool, there's many different ways you can use it. With access to Calm Mind and Draining Kiss, you can use Sylveon as a win condition. This set has been used in a Gen 9 OU SBL game and actually managed to win. However, this set is very much outclassed by Hatterene, another fairy type with access to the same options, and the superior ability Magic Bounce, which shields it from status effects and provides valuable utility to a team such as Hazard Protection. The set that Sylveon has been having the most success with in Gen 9 OU is a Choice Specs Wallbreaking set. Sylveon's Pixilate Boosted Hyper Voice is an extremely powerful nuke that even most resists struggle to switch in against. With the help of Terra Fairy for even more damage output, Sylveon can be a surprisingly effective wall breaker in Gen 9 OU. The biggest competitor for this role is Choice Specs Iron Valiant. Iron Valiant is faster, has higher special attack, and a greater selection of coverage options. But Iron Valiant has the drawback of being extremely frail. Sylveon, on the other hand, has excellent natural bulk. While Iron Valiant requires support from pivots and is much more difficult to get onto the field due to its frailty, Sylveon can switch straight in to many common Pokemon and now threaten them and a huge amount of the metagame with its massive Specs boosted, Pixilate boosted Hyper Voice. The damage of Sylveon's Hyper Voice is even stronger than an Iron Valiant Moonblast due to its higher base power and the Pixilate boost. Sylveon can switch straight into something like Dragapult, one of Gen 9's most common special threats, very safely and suddenly put the enemy in a tough position. Since Hyper Voice is a sound-based move, it can also bypass Substitute, which is another very valuable quality. In the finals of Smogon Premier League, we saw a Choice Spec Sylveon used to great effect by the player Mind Gaming. Even without Dragapult on the enemy team, the natural bulk of Sylveon helped it to gain many entry points and put the opponent at risk. Hyper Voice was able to greatly threaten the enemy team, even breaking through a Terra Steel Great Tusk. This was even before the recent addition of Walking Wake, who has also increased the value of using Sylveon. Sylveon can switch into Walking Wake solidly and directly threaten it. Combining a wall breaker with a specially defensive fairy type is a good fit in the current metagame where Specs, Dragapult, and Walking Wake are so common. With access to Size Shock, Sylveon has a way to threaten the potential switch-ins Clodsire and Toxapex. Shadow Ball can snipe an incoming Goldengo or Skeledirge attempting to resist Fairy, and even Hyper Beam is a usable option to deal as much damage as possible. Hyper Beam is also converted from normal to Fairy type thanks to Pixilate and boosted on top of that for an enormous nuke. Although the turn spent recharging leaves you vulnerable, the ability to just absolutely demolish something can be quite useful and let you take out targets you otherwise couldn't, breaking through more passive teams. A Terra Fairy Hyper Beam straight up one-hit KOs a specially defensive Garganacl, for example. I'm not sure if Sylveon will prove to be popular enough to meet the OU usage threshold, but it's nice to see people realize the surprisingly valuable traits that Sylveon has, and its merits in the Gen 9 OU metagame. What do you think of Sylveon? Who's your favorite Eeveelution? Mine is Jolteon. And what would you like me to talk about next? Let me know down below in the comments, and thank you for watching. This video topic was requested by VicBossMG over on Patreon. Thank you for the support, and thank you to the rest of the patrons as well. Become a tier 2 patron to request a Pokemon for me to cover in a short, informative video just like this one, and to appear on this tremendous end screen alongside your favorite Pokemon.
The money got different, cause of what I'm spending. The money got different,
oh, it's
cause of what
Megaphone!
I'm spending.
Whoa, KO by one hit! It scattered spikes!
The money got different.